Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of what the big companies are up to. And sometimes it looks like they are trying to make sense of how to give their executives a really nice payday. Today we are diving into a recent filing from Ekso Bionics Holdings Incorporated. And let me tell you, it's all about rewarding some of their top brass. Basically, the company's board decided it was time to hand out some special stock awards to make sure their key people, Scott Davis, Jerome Wong, and Jason Jones stick around and keep pushing the company forward. So, what kind of rewards are we talking about? Well, they are giving out two main types first. There are restricted stock units, or RSs for short. Think of these as promises to give them actual company stock in the future. But in this case, these RSUs are already fully earned and ready to go as of the 5th of November 2025. Mr. Davis is getting a hefty 80,000 shares worth of these. Mr. Wong gets 19,500 and Mr. Jones will receive 15,000. So that's immediate value for them. Then there are the Phantom Performance based RSs or Phantom SUS. These are a bit more interesting. They are not actual shares of stock but represent a cash payout based on notional shares. The key here is performance based. These aren't just handed over. To get paid, two things need to happen within 5 years of receiving the award. First, there needs to be a change in control. Now, a change in control usually means the company is bought or merged with another company. Second, the company's stock price needs to hit at least $7.5. And what exactly counts as that $7.5 stock price? It's pretty specific. It's either the average closing price over any 5 consecutive trading days in the 3 months before a change in control happens, or it is just the closing price on the actual day of the change in control. If both those conditions are met, these executives will get paid in cash, not stock. Mr. Davis is set to receive payouts based on 185,000 notional shares, Mr. Wong on 40,000, and Mr. Jones on 32,000. This structure is designed to reward them handsomely if their work significantly boosts the company's value, especially leading to a sale. But it's not just about stock awards. The company also entered into new change in control and severance agreements with these executives. These agreements basically lay out what happens if they lose their job, especially around a potential sale of the company. If the company fires them without a good reason and it's not due to death or disability, they will get their base salary for another 6 months. For Mr. Davis, that period is extended to 9 months. This is meant to give them a financial cushion while they look for their next opportunity. Now here is where it gets really interesting if they are let go without cause or if they quit for what's considered good reason, and this happens within a specific period around a change in control, usually from the announcement of a potential buyout until a year after they get a much bigger payout. They'll receive a lump sum of 9 months base salary. Again, Mr. Davis gets a special treatment with an 18-month salary package. On top of that, the company will cover their healthcare premiums, like those through Cobra for 9 months or 18 months for Mr. Davis, and crucially all their stock awards that vest over time, meaning they earn them by staying with the company, will instantly become fully vested and exercisable. This is a pretty strong incentive for executives to stick around and guide the company through a potential acquisition, even if to ease some uncertainty. It's important to note that these new agreements replace any previous ones they had on severance, making these the current final terms. The company is also being careful about taxes. If any of these payments would trigger special excise taxes, they will either pay the full amount or reduce it just enough to avoid the tax if that results in a better after-tax outcome for the executive. This is a common practice to ensure the executive receives the intended net benefit. These details are all part of formal agreements, and for the really technical stuff, like the specifics of how these Phantom SUS work, and what exactly constitutes good reason for leaving, we have to look at the full documents filed. Exhibits like the form of the Phantom Performance-based Restricted Stock Unit Agreement, and the individual change in control and severance agreements for Scott Davis, Jerome Wong, and Jason Jones are available for anyone who wants to dig into the nitty-gritty. So, what does all this tell us about Ekso Bionics Holdings Incorporated? On one hand, it shows the company is clearly focused on retaining its top talent and aligning their interests with the company's performance, especially in scenarios where the company might be acquired. They are willing to invest significantly in their leadership to ensure stability and drive future growth. The Phantom SUS tied to both a change in control and a stock price target suggest a belief from the board that these events are not only possible but desirable outcomes and that the current leadership is key to achieving them. The generous severance packages also provide a safety net which can be important in the volatile tech or medical device industries. However, a few things to consider. Large equity grants and generous severance can represent significant future liabilities or dilution for existing shareholders if not carefully managed. While retention is crucial, the scale of these awards and the specific triggers for payouts, particularly around a change in control, mean that executives could stand to gain substantially, potentially outpacing the overall shareholder return in certain scenarios. It's always a balancing act between incentivizing leadership and ensuring fair value for public shareholders. We will be watching to see how these incentives play out and if they lead to the desired strategic outcomes without overly diluting the value for everyday investors. Alright? That is our breakdown of Ekso Bionics Holdings Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on these executive rewards and severance packages? Do you think they are fair incentives or too generous? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive valuable, please hit that like button to help us out. And subscribe so you don't miss our future explorations into corporate filings. And hey, join our Discord community linked in the description for more real-time discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.